Cattles and Ramie. Sactown Sports 1140.
Cattles Ramie, Sactown Sports, joined by Keegan Murray. Yes, Kings fans very excited about Keegan Murray being in town. Keegan, how's the offseason been? I watched the video of you getting drafted and some of the summer league stuff. What have you been up to the last couple of months since then?
Yeah, obviously I had wrist surgery right after summer league, and that was something I had to get done. It was just something I did in college. And that was a quick recovery period, about a month, and then I was back on the court doing basketball stuff. And ever since then, I've just been trying to get stronger, trying to get integrated in the professional life and in Sacramento.
How's that going, by the way?
What?
Integrating into the professional life. Is it going all right?
Yeah, it's going. It's a lot different than college. It's a lot different. There's a lot of time on your hands, a lot of stuff that is different. So it's definitely a blessing.
And one of the things about that professional life is the spotlight. And I was saying to my co-host Nick and some other guys that work on our show, I don't know, certainly for the Kings, but even just talking about the NBA in general, that I've seen the type of hype and buzz around a kid in summer league like I saw around you. Did you sense that, or were you kind of shielded off from all that?
Yeah, I mean, I sensed it a little bit, but I try and shield myself a lot from it. I try and stay off social media as much as I can and stuff like that, just so I'm focused on myself and focused on the team. So I knew I had a feeling what was going around and stuff like that, but I just played my game.
Keegan Murray with us here at Cattles and Ramie, Sactown Sports. Keegan, going back to summer league, I don't want to ask you if it was easier than you anticipated, but did it go about as well as you thought it would?
I think it did. Obviously, you want to win every single game, so that was something that I really wanted to do, was win every game there. But I felt like I played well, and something that I feel like could transition into the NBA, and there's momentum going into the NBA season and training camp.
How are you so mature, Keegan Murray? I got a good 20 years on you, dude. But I lose my cool much more than I think Keegan Murray loses his cool. How do you do that?
I mean, I just have a good circle of people around me, people that keep me level-headed, and things like that. I think going to prep school down to Florida after high school really matured me. Just getting away from home, getting away from that atmosphere, and I think that that changed my life for sure.
You know, you've talked about when you were in high school, you were not so even keeled, and you kind of made that transition. Was there like one seminal moment that you kind of somebody told you, or you looked at yourself and said, "All right, I went above and beyond. Like that's too much." Was there one moment?
I think there was a moment in practice. My dad was a coach, and he kicked my brother out of practice one day just because, like, we were kind of the same, kind of wore our emotions on our sleeves and things like that. But I think it kind of happened over time, realizing that I need to act like a professional, be a professional if I want these scholarship offers in college. Because at that point, I wasn't getting any that I wanted.
Right.
So I feel like just kind of maturing and realizing that I feel like would benefit me.
How much of Sacramento have you gotten to experience, the city itself, outside of playing basketball?
I've got experience a little bit, go to different restaurants. I've been down in the Midtown area, down around the facility and stuff like that. So I've been around, and obviously there's a lot more that I have to see.
Nick knows I'm a big food guy. What you got to go to restaurant?
Oh, he's a burger guy.
Right? You're a burger guy.
Yeah.
Where do we go to get a burger, Keegan?
Shoot, Shake Shack. That's been good to me so far in Sacramento. So
I'll try it out. I actually haven't been to a Shake Shack.
I haven't either. I haven't been to an In-N-Out either. I've been here 10 months. I've yet to. Did you go to In-N-Out?
Yeah, I've been to In-N-Out. So
I thought I heard you say it wasn't as good as some people made it sound.
I went. Was it last week? I went last weekend, and it's moved up for sure.
Oh, okay.
Just from the price compared to the value, I think you have to take in that.
Did you get a different order second time than first time that changed your view on what you?
Order.
Okay, all right.
You got to get the same order.
What's the order? I gotta ask.
It's like the double something. I don't know.
The double something. All right, we're gonna try the double something. Keegan Murray with us here. Cattles and Ramie, Sactown Sports. Keegan, there's been a lot of talk about, is he a 3? Is he a 4? Now, I know you're going to tell me I can play both. I can do whatever.
Yeah.
But looking at the NBA and then getting a feel for the athleticism at this level of summer league, do you feel like you're a better fit in one of those two positions, the 3 or the 4?
I think just on the wing in general. I think that's kind of where I feel like I've excelled at so far since I've been here. I think, obviously, I feel like I can play both spots, both positions well. But I think right now, the 3 spot, the wing spot is kind of where I've seen my strides happen.
I came here from Milwaukee just a couple months ago, Keegan. I saw in the summer league you said you like to think you model your game after Chris Middleton. Where do you think you are already you've kind of already mastered or polished an aspect of your game, and where do you think you need the most growth to get to where Chris Middleton is at?
Yeah, I think just in his game, you see him. A lot of the things he does is simple, especially early on in his career. Just simple things, and being able to catch and shoot, being able to put the ball on the floor, finish at the rim. He's not the most athletic guy in the world, but he gets to his spots, and that's something I've tried to pick apart.
That's not the guy that most players coming out of college would point to as that's who I modeled my game at. Not the sexiest game or flashiest name. What made Chris Middleton the guy that you picked out as?
Yeah, I think I just watched him all during the 2020 playoffs, and I was a freshman in college at that time, and just the way he played, the pace he played, I felt like I had similar attributes and things like that. So he was a guy that I easily could just look at and say that could be me in the future.
Keegan Murray with us here, Cattles and Ramie, Sactown Sports. Just a couple more for you, Keegan. Looking at this coaching staff, Coach Mike Brown, I mean, you guys come into town at the same time. What's the relationship been like, and what do you anticipate it's going to be like? What do you kind of expect from the coach?
Yeah, to be hard on me. That's the biggest thing. As a rookie coming in, I don't know what to expect. I haven't been through the ringer before yet, and I just want him to put his best foot forward and teaching me and things like that, and that's what he's done so far. To try and make me the best player that I can possibly be, and that's the goal for this season.
Do you feel like the message is getting through? Obviously, you're receptive to it, and you want them to be hard on you individually. Yeah. Do you feel like the message and the tone is being set here early on by Coach Brown and his staff?
For sure. The biggest thing right now is culture, creating a culture, a winning culture. Because he's been in the league for 31 years. He's seen winning cultures, losing cultures, and everything. So the culture that he set forth this year, I think, is special.
Keegan Murray with us here, Cattles and Ramie, Sactown Sports. Last one for me, Keegan. When you look at this roster, you've met the guys, you think about it in basketball terms, what gets you the most excited about this team right now?
I think it's the depth that we had or that we have this season, just the shooting, the playmaking at the point guard spot, and also at the center spot, and then just have guys on the outside being able to shoot. I think that's what I'm most excited about, getting open looks and easy shots. And a lot of guys here can hit shots, so that'll be huge.
What's Keegan Murray do when he's not hooping? You a gamer? You got a TV show that's your go-to? What's Keegan Murray do off the court?
I'm a golfer.
Really? Yeah, there you go.
I'm a golfer. So, I've been to one course so far in Sacramento. So hopefully a lot more.
What's your game like? What are you talking about?
I'm high 80s. I've shot 79 twice in my prime. So
are you out of your prime already?
I'm not gonna lie. I've been golfing 2 times this year because I've just been so busy. So
his name is Keegan Murray, joining us here at Cattles and Ramie, Sactown Sports. Keegan, look, everybody's excited to have you in town. I thought you were the most NBA ready player in the entire draft, and I know Kings fans are excited. So hope you have good health and good fortune moving forward, and we'll certainly be watching, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Keegan. Appreciate you, man.
So that was our interview with Keegan Murray yesterday at Kings Media Day. Couple of things that stood out to me, Ramie, about the interview. Number one, when we asked him about Coach Mike Brown and that relationship, and he said that he just wants the coach to be hard on him. I love that. And even if it's just player speak, rookie speak, I love that. I love a guy who is like, no, I want constructive criticism. I want you to give me the business. If I deserve the business out there, give me the business. And he knows he took such a major leap from high school all the way through his playing days at Iowa to be the 4th pick of the draft. He's not taking that for granted. He knows he has to get better, and he wants this staff to be on him every single second, and I think that is a great thing.
And I think that's an aspect of that maturity level that I asked him about, Nick, to have that. I've used the term self-aware a number of times on today's show. It's the word of the day, Ramie's word of the day on Cattles and Ramie, self-aware. And that's what comes shining through right there. A lot of guys who get drafted where a Keegan Murray get drafted might think they know it all.
Yep.
Like, hey man, I was good enough to end up here. What are you going to tell me? You know what I mean? That's a guy who knows There's a long way to go and a lot of hard work to do before he gets to where he's trying to go. And this is just the beginning, and he needs Mike Brown and other people to push him if he's going to get there. And that doesn't always mean screaming and yelling and coming down hard on a guy, but like you said, just some constructive criticism and critique of where you can be better and stronger in your game. I'm with you. I love that he wants that. And like I said, it's part of the big picture of what I love about Keegan Murray, which is the maturity level and the self-awareness that this dude has coming into the league at the age of 21, 22 years old.
The second comment that stood out to me was culture, and not because he said, oh, we're looking at culture and we got to work on culture. And it's the fact that to a man, every player we talked to yesterday on and off the air, they just made it so obvious that they understand. They understand this team has not made the playoffs 16 straight years. They're not running from it. They're talking about it, and they're almost embracing it. And they want that challenge. Now, this might change if they get off to a bad start, and then all of a sudden we're talking about this much differently a month or two from now. But at least right now, this team seems like they are mentally embracing the challenge of playing here in Sacramento, which is to get over that hump. And it does feel like they've got positive vibes. It does feel like they understand that the culture has to change. And it has, I think been changing slowly since the Domas trade, but they are not going to run away from this. And I like that. They need to tackle this head on.
We didn't hear one guy. And when you have something looming over an organization like a 16-year playoff drought, Nick, I come from Chicago, and there was a 108-year World Series drought. I don't know if you ever heard. I don't know if anybody ever brought that up when talking about
every once in a while.
Every once in a while. And I mean, you'd ask anybody, any manager, any player about it and usually the answer was, I didn't have anything to do with that. This is about right here, right? And they'd almost try and hide from what was on every fan's mind.
Right.
Hey, are we going to end this drought? You know what I mean?
Yep.
There was not one guy, and we asked every guy we talked to, and I'm sure Dave and Jason just brought it up in some form or fashion, every guy that they talked to about, hey man, fans want this playoff drought to end. And every one of them was like, yeah, we know. We know that that's something that hangs over this organization, and we want it to end too. And we're going to do everything that we can to put it to an end. I think I'm with you. I think that's a really good sign.
Time to check out Coastside Medical Clinic, dedicated to providing breakthrough remedies for men. Was Kyle Shanahan too conservative